I do think you should be able to hear me now and see me. Hi everyone! I saw someone commenting that they couldn't find the event on YouTube. Could you double check and tell me if it's on YouTube now? Hi. Sorry for all this being a little all over the place. Somehow the software did not really want to work with me today. So just let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, and if everything seems to be well in working order the way it should be. In case you don't know who I am, I'm Louisa. I am the host of Hobbii's Happy Hour, our live shopping events here on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. So thank you for joining us from wherever you may be joining, and I do hope that the stream is now working for everyone. I normally have the wonderful Matthias by my side when we do these events. However, he is sadly sick today, so I'm doing it solo, which is why it looks a little less profesh than normal, because whenever we have a few troubles, then, you know. Okay, I can see someone say that it's not on YouTube at this moment. It should be. It tells me that it's streaming to YouTube and that we have 60 people viewing. But then the question is, who are these 60 people and where are they viewing us from? And is this a lie? I don't know. I can't tell. Ellie is saying everything seems to be working. Okay, I will just press on. You know what? I'm just going to pretend that everything's fine because who knows? It looks like this seems to be working as well. Give me just a second. I have a second computer down here because we need to set up more things. So let's see if we can do anything with this. Seems to be in order. Alrighty, so this goes to the side. Okay, now I think we're here. Rebecca is saying that she still has trouble seeing the chat on Facebook. I do think that that is a problem that we can't fix now live on the stream. We do know that there have been ongoing issues with this and we're trying to work on fixing that. We just haven't really figured out how either, because there's a lot of parts where it's essentially just new features that Facebook has introduced at some point that we're going to have to figure out how to work with, work around, etc. But I do hope you are on YouTube, says Denise. Amazing. Excellent. That's where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be on YouTube. I'm supposed to be on Insta. I'm supposed to be on Facebook. And it seems to be working. And Desiree is saying that she is having problems seeing the chat. I think the hop stars I should be able to delete. Let me just very quickly see if I can delete this. If I just say edit and then say delete, because we want to delete this. I go in and say edit and delete one more time, and then say save changes, and then say delete again. Why is Facebook? Yeah. If I click hide. Has that done anything for anyone? Like, has the hop stars thing been deleted? It won't even let me. Okay, it seems that I'm unable to do anything about the Hopstars link at this point in time. We used to at least, I think, be able to delete it. Like, we just had to keep doing that, but it won't even let me do that right now. So I'm afraid I am at my wit's end with that one, sadly. Oh well. I will press on as we do. Hi everyone. As you can probably tell from the little hat I am wearing, this is another Halloween episode. I know we did one a few weeks ago, and since Halloween is coming up, we figured this is sort of the last chance, final sale, so to speak, to get some Halloween yarns for those of you who haven't already, or for those of you who've been hesitant. Our discount code this week is happy20, and you'll see some people typing that in the chat as well. Any comment you leave in the chat should trigger a message sent to your inbox that will give you a link to our landing page that we've built. And on that landing page, you can find all of the yarns and all of the accessories that are part of today's deal. I'm quickly going to see if I can show you that real quick, because we have a new computer that Matt set up a few weeks ago that I haven't worked with yet. I need to double check if I can. One sec. Set it up real quick. Just real quick. This is what the page looks like. You will find all of our Halloween yarns on there, as well as the accessories and a collection of patterns. So you can check out our offers there. And the link should be sent to you on Facebook and Instagram if you comment on the stream. On Instagram, you can comment Happy20, which is the discount code that is displayed here above me. On Facebook, it shouldn't matter what you comment. You should also be able to find the link in the chat. It should be the very topmost pinned comment. It's also in the video description on YouTube if you are watching us from there. In the video description itself, there's already the link to our offers and the reminder of the discount code. So I hope you can find it. Someone asked if there's a pattern for this hat. There is. It is a plus pattern. I'm gonna have to look it up real quick. 1 second. So many screens today. And you would think that after the last few weeks I would have gotten used to this because I actually did it quite a few times. But somehow, no, it's still all new, all different. Give me 1 second, I do want to find out. It is called the Plush Witch Hat. That is the name of this pattern that I'm wearing right now. It is this pattern. It is a plus pattern, comes in at $4, and it is beginner friendly. It's made in our Honey Bunny candy. And you can, in fact, also use our Honey Bunny Candy Halloween, which is the yarn that, or which is one yarn that we have in our selection today. Mary's saying that she loves the hat I'm wearing. Thank you very much, Mary. So this intro is already quite off the rails because I was a bit frazzled over the tech issues that I encountered. But I'm just going to quickly summarize because I know there's some new joiners and I do want to make sure that you are welcomed here, but also that you have an understanding of what this is all about. So as I said, my name is Louisa, and live shopping is pretty much an hour, hour and a half that just allows me to ramble about everything that I want to talk about specifically. It allows me to ramble about yarn, which is exciting because I love yarn. And I will show you some yarns. I will give you some ideas on what you can make with them. We will chat. I will give you some tips and tricks. And of course, you will get those yarns at an extra discount. This week, it is our entire Halloween collection. And the discount is an extra 20% off that applies on top of the sales price. In order to redeem that discount code, you can just type it in at checkout, just type in Happy20. Be advised, the code does only work on our selection. It does not stack with other discounts, so it doesn't stack with either gift cards and it does not stack with the bulk discount. So it just applies to our collection, which are currently already on sale, so you're getting an extra little discount on them there. And the code is valid 24 hours and it is valid side-wide, so it doesn't matter, no, not side-wide, it is valid across all of our stores, so it does not matter where it is that you shop from, whether that be Norway, the US, Canada, Germany, or the Netherlands. Anywhere you're joining us from, you will be able to use code Happy20 for 20% off our selection. Be advised, it's only on the selection and it does not work with different other discount codes. So if you're still holding on to yesterday's bingo code, you will have to split your orders or choose which one is the one. Jillian is saying she's here for my tangents. Oh, Jillian, strap yourself in. There's no Matt to keep me accountable. I am doing tech for bingo after this, so I have to stay here until 9 p.m. my time. Bingo starts at 8. So there is nothing to stop me from talking for 3 hours straight, other than, you know, consideration for you, because I do imagine that many of you have better things to do today than just watching me ramble about yarn. I do really appreciate that you're here. Thank you for joining us. Please tell again how to see the chat without the ad covering the comments. So for us, on our end, when we are on desktop and just go to the stream, it actually shows us a little cross that you can click to just close that ad. if that's not there for you for some reason, I don't know why. I don't understand why what I see on the browser when I look into the stream from a viewer perspective isn't the same as what you see. But that's one option. What has worked for me when I watched from home is I just zoomed out a little bit, but then of course the chat gets smaller. That is a trade-off there. So those are like two options that you can try to explore. And I did try to grab, to delete all the links, but somehow it's not really possible. Letty's asking if I know how long it is currently taking to ship to the States and how much the extra costs are. So the good news about the extra costs is that those are calculated at checkout already. So you don't have to worry about it. What you pay when you check out should be your final total. How long it takes right now varies massively. There is sadly no straight answer I have for you, because we've seen parcels that have left our warehouse and arrived within a few days, got processed through super quick, and we've seen parcels that got stuck somewhere. There seem to be certain products that can trigger it. A lot of those we've actually already made sure we currently can't ship to the States to ensure that what you order is actually something you can get. We've encountered that it just, sometimes it's the facilities. Some facilities are just more overwhelmed than others right now, partially due to the tariffs, partially I think just due to bad luck. You know, you never know, there might be staffing shortages. So I have no full answer for you other than it really depends. But yeah, we've seen some people, yeah. We've seen like some different, yeah, variations. All right, happy 20. Brianna's saying, I usually get my stuff in about 2 weeks. And then right below is Emily saying, I've ordered on the 31st and I've yet to get my order. So yeah, that's definitely a lot of different, and then a lot of people are saying that we do now, we are now able to ship through PostNord / the US Postal Service again. It's no longer UPS exclusive as far as I'm aware. So that's definitely something. But yeah, it's a lot that's happening right now. But I do hope that those of you who are still waiting for your packages will get them in a timely manner. I also know our customer service department are very much getting a lot of different questions about these things. So it seems to be like a true like roll the dice, hope for the best situation right now, sadly. Alrighty. In addition to our 20% discount that is on our entire Halloween assortment this week, we are also doing 3 giveaways today during the stream. We're going to be doing one that is taken from our live shopping community group. We have a group here on Facebook. It's called the Hobbii live streaming community, and I know loads of you are super active on that group. I really, really enjoy scrolling through your posts. I do try to be quite active in there as well. I'm sometimes better at it, sometimes worse, but I always enjoy seeing what you are up to. And we've been for the last few weeks asking everyone to just post some pictures of what they're currently working on, so their whips or recently finished projects, and using the hashtag #HobbieLive in that group. So thank you to all of you who did. I really enjoy looking through what you're making. If you're in between projects, we've been asking people to just post a picture maybe of their stash or whatever their current thing is. Vertje is asking if she could join Bingo from the Netherlands. Sadly, we do not stream Bingo to the Netherlands, so you can't. Yeah, we don't have a Dutch Bingo, sadly. I will pass along that there's interest in it though. All right, so we're gonna do 3 giveaways. The first one is group based. I will in a sec actually show you what some of your fellow group members have been up to in this past week. We will also do 2 random draws from our chat. I will make sure to tell you exactly what to do and when to do it to participate on those. We're giving away 2 gift cards worth $25 each, and then at the very end of the stream we're going to give away 1 gift card worth $50. If you shop from a country that doesn't use US dollars, it'll be the equivalent in your currency. So that is how it's going to work. And I think with that we should actually also get started, because there's quite a few yarns. It will be a little probably faster and a little bit more I'll focus today a little bit more maybe on your projects rather than the yarns, because I showed the yarns recently and I think most of you have had a chance to check them out since then, but still, I will always be, yeah. Cynthia is saying that the live has kind of been swished to the real screen. That has happened for me in the back end as well, kind of, in that if I now want to look up statistics for the live, for instance, which I do because that's part of my job as well, it now shows me the real statistics instead of the video or live stream. It's a little bit annoying, frankly. But yeah. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, there. This is where I was going with this. So yeah, this is what's happening. Let's get to it. And for the beginning, let's look at what everyone's been up to in our live streaming group. It's called the Hobbii live streaming community. You should be getting a little message on Messenger that actually includes a link to that live streaming group as well. You can join it. You can request to join it. I usually try to make sure that on all my work days I go through once and approve everyone, so you shouldn't be waiting for too long. Let's see. Where did I put you? Right here. This are some of the projects that people in the group have been working on. So I know that there's always a little bit of concern because I try to limit the number of, well, I try to limit. There's only so many projects I can show during the stream, so I always go through and I just try to pick at random some different ones. Sometimes if people have been posting kind of progress pictures, then I like to include them every other week or so, so we can see how people's have been progressing, which is amazing to see. And then I go through, note down everyone who has posted. I try to make sure now that I like your posts. However, I ran into an interesting problem with that, which is actually that I am restricted in how often I am allowed to like a post, and it turns out that I am now not allowed to like any more posts in the streaming community for a few days because I've overused that privilege. I assume that it's just because to protect you from being spammed. But so don't be concerned if you have not gotten a little like from the Hobbii account on the group page. Anyone who posted after last week's live has been put in our lucky little bucket and will have a chance to get picked as our lucky winner. I'm doing it very old school, like I put a bunch of, I just literally printed out everyone's names, which I think is really fun. So you can see that people have been busy bees. There are a lot of, well, I was going to say like repeat customers, but you know, a lot of people posting every week. There's also a few of you who post multiples, and I really enjoy that. I do only add you once into the giveaway draw, but still, I really appreciate that you are so busy and also so readily sharing what you're up to. This picture by Erica, I just quickly want to show because it has a cute little dog in it, and that is adorable. I also saw a lot of people saying that they would love to learn how to knit, and Kristen says, maybe you need to make sure that you're a designated admin for the group. I am the admin for the group. I think it's genuinely just because it was so many posts and I went through them in fairly quick succession over the course of the last 2 days. And so I think it's just, there's only so much you're allowed to do, even in your own group. Katrina saying, ooh, that orange and black mandala was so pretty. And Erica saying, that's my baby Nancy. It is, yeah, very, very fun for me to see what everyone's doing. I love also seeing, your progress. I think it's a lovely, lovely way to just share the joy of crafting. And yeah, thank you to all of you who added, and also feel free, of course, if you're in the group and you want to know about patterns or something, always, you know, reach out to each other, talk to each other. As you can see, Tamara was a beautiful example right there. Many of you are now moving into fall projects, so there were quite a few Halloween themed ones this week that I got to look at and really enjoyed. And This one by Ellie, I just quickly want to pause at because she's been posting over the last few weeks the progress of her blanket and it is now finished and it looks stunning. Ellie, if you're watching, big props to you. It looks amazing. And we've got a handful more coming. And that was it for this week's live collection. So these are some of the beautiful posts that you've made in our live streaming group. Thank you so much to all of you who did. Thank you also to everyone who posted. I'm sorry I can't include everyone's. It was a lot of posts this week. And now we're gonna find out who is the lucky winner of our first giveaway of the night. Okay, nope, I grabbed a ton of names there. And the winner is Brandy Nicole. Brandy Nicole, congratulations. No, this, there you go. Brandy Nicole, congratulations. You are winner number 1 of today's live shopping. You will receive a gift card worth $25 or equivalent in your currency. And in order to get your gift card, please send us an email to live@hobbii.com, live@hobbii.com, and please include where it is that you are shopping from, and that is Brandy Nicole. Congratulations. You are winner number 1 today. And with that, let's get cracking and let's talk about some yarns, because that's what we're here for. I actually need to grab the yarns. They are behind me. 1 second. We already kind of packed them away, to be honest, because we did some extra content shoots with them, and then it was Jody's asking, how do you win? So for this first giveaway, you join the Hobbii live streaming community, which is a Facebook group. If you've commented on this stream, you should have gotten a link to it as well. You join that group, and then once a week you post a picture of the project that you are currently working on. If you're not working anything, you can post a recently finished project, or you can post a picture of your yarn stash. And believe me, we've seen some very impressive yarn stashes in that group. Make sure that you use the hashtag #HobbieLive when you do it, because that way we can make sure that we actually find the picture. And then I go through, I pick out everyone's names who posted, I throw them into a little basket and draw a lucky winner. And also I try to make sure that we share some 30-ish pictures every stream to celebrate your creativity out there. So that's how you participate on this particular giveaway. The next few giveaways, the 2 that we still have coming up today, will be straight from this stream, and I will make sure to let you know what to do when we get to them. So that is going to be working, or that is how it is going to work. Now, I am now going to show you some of our Halloween yarns. I think I won't do the full collection simply for time, although in fairness, I did say I do have nothing but time today. But also I am mindful of the fact that some of you have places to be. So, you know, we'll see where we land on how much I am going to show today. I sadly do not have the close-up cam available for me today, so I'm going to be showing you everything up close like so. Cheryl's asking if Matt is there. No, he is not, sadly. Matt is unwell today, so I am by myself, which is why this stream is a little bit more messy, maybe. Catherine's saying that was a cute pumpkin you showed. It's not on the pattern page. Not everything that we post in the live streaming group is a Hobbii pattern, sadly. However, you are free, more than welcome to join the group. You can look up the posts and you can actually find them. That's the beauty of people using the hashtag #HobbieLive in the group. You can then actually just find those posts really easily and go through them and be inspired by everyone's creativity. And of course, you know, get in touch with people and ask for particular patterns and see what they're... Jax is saying, I've only been making socks. It's nothing exciting enough to post. Don't say that. That is very, very exciting and very cute. And it's just about, you know, exchanging what you're working on. I've been working on baby bonnets. They're also not particularly exciting, to be honest. Debbie's saying, I still haven't received anything of the gift I won last week. Depending on when you reached out to our winning email, so if you won on live shopping or quiz time last week and you reached out in an email, We do go through that inbox at the end of the week, usually either Thursday night or Friday. If you got in touch before that, I'll just make sure to double check that we haven't, you know, missed your email. If you emailed after that, then it'll take a little while because, again, we usually go through that inbox on Thursday night or Friday morning, depending what we're working. And Kelly's asking what the scarf that I'm wearing is made of. So this is a blend of Friends Kit Silk and Garland. I made this about a year ago. It's a really, really basic, it's just half double crochet all the way scarf, and you just increased every 6th row and then decreased every 6th row, and it's a super, super easy pattern. I have posted mini tutorials in our Facebook group, and I think also in a few live streams over the last few months. But yeah, it's a super basic pattern. It's just half double crochets, and yeah, really like this yarn combo. Amber is also saying socks are exciting, and Debbie's saying thank you, I emailed right away. Then I'll make sure to double check that we didn't just miss your email for some reason, and get it to you. And Kristen is saying, what is Garland? Garland is a blend of cotton and alpaca. It is very nice and soft and has that kind of variegated look. Really, really love it. It's a yarn that we launched about a year ago, and actually the scarf was just kind of, it got me out of a crafting funk. I'll quickly pull up Garland for you so I can show you what it looks like. But this is how it looks on the webpage. This is Garland, has a lot of beautiful colors, and is very, very nice to work with in my opinion. I really enjoy it. So this is what the yarn looks like. Just a quick little... Oh my god, Sharon is saying that her son's her 15-year-old son's teacher, German teacher, is showing them the German bingo during class, so they get a chance to learn. That is so fun. And I can see loads of people asking for the Halloween yarns, so let's go. The first one I've got for you is our Halloween Honey Bunny Candy. It comes in 4 colors. We've already sold out of 1, so there's only 3 colors left. It is a chenille yarn. It is part, of course, of our Honey Bunny family. You get 130 yards on one of these skeins, and it is a nice bulky yarn, great for things like amigurumi, also great for things like accessories, like cute, super cozy clothing, and it comes in 4 fun Halloween colors. Like I said, we've already sold out of the purple, so we've still got it in a bright orange and a bright green, and we still got a black one that I sadly don't have with me in the studio, so I can't show you, but it is the same principle. It is a lovely... Nope, I'm showing you the wrong screen. 1 second. How do I fix... There we are. That is what I intended to show you. So this is what the black looks like. The yarn has this little kind of neon thread wrapped around it, so if you look at it in the skein you can actually see how it wraps around, right? But because of the chenille fibers sticking out like this and it being so bouncy, as you work it up, the thread sinks in and you don't really see it in your finished project. You can kind of see it come out a few times, but for the most part, especially if you look from a little further away, all you are left with are these little confetti style little neon nubs that you can see. And there are loads of cool ideas on what you can make with this, and I actually kind of looked into the user gallery to show you some ideas. So what you're seeing here are some projects that, again, you guys have made out of this yarn and you have uploaded as for a little bit of inspiration. Someone's asking if the black is used in this hat. Actually, the hat uses the regular Honey Bunny candy, so the one that has the bright neon nubbins. The black in the Halloween yarn has the same kind of color flecks on the nubs as these yarns. So these are all within one color family. So the little pops of color on this are always going to be like orange, green, black, and purple on all of these yarns. So these all have their own little color within the little neon nubs. Whereas this one has the kind of pink and blue neon one. So this is the regular Honey Bunny candy, and we've got the Halloween Honey Bunny candy for you today. So this yarn, super, super soft, machine washable at low to medium temperature, and just a great, great yarn to use for various Halloween decorations. We still got it in 3 colors. We still got the orange, the green, and the black that I don't have, and you can get an extra 20% off on it right now, if you would like. And I'm gonna move on straight to the next one because I've seen some people saying like, we're half an hour and we haven't really looked at any yarns. I'm very sorry, you guys. But also, you know how easily I get distracted. Where are you? There we are. So the next yarn I'm going to show you is actually something that you can also use for amigurumi if you would like to, but in a very different way, because the next thing I have for you are actually our color packs, our Friends Cotton print color packs. They come in packs of 6. There's always 6 skeins of our Friends 8/4 cotton, and we have them in the print variety where all of the skeins are print. This one's still unopened, so I'm not going to open it, but I have one opened that I'll show you some of the individual colors. And then we do also have them in packs of 6 where you get a blend of print and solid colored. They're all 4-ply cotton. They're all fingering or sock weight with 174 yards per skein. They work up on a hook or needle of 2.5 to 3.5 millimeters, and they're great for clothing. They're great for accessories. They're great for home decor. They're great for amigurumi. They're great for anything you might want to make out of them. They can be machine washed at medium temperature, so very, very easy to take care of. And the colors in them, again, match perfectly. So you've got your black that matches perfectly with this black. Well, black is kind of easy to match, to be fair, but you've also got the purple that matches perfectly with the purple, for instance. And you've got the orange that matches perfectly with the orange. So there you go. You can mix and match them to your heart's content. You can also mix and match them with our other Friends Cottons. Always comes in packs of 6, so it's a really, really fun way to work with it, and you get a few different color options. So you've got... What's the easiest way to show you this? Probably like this. So for instance, you've got the option of getting them as just all print, right? There is also the option to get them as a blend of print, orange, green. You can also get them. That's the one I just showed you, kind of the purple and orange option. And then we have that with gray, and we have that with black. So all of these are part of the deal today, so you can grab them all with an extra 20% off. And here are some ideas on what you can make with them, made by you. Because again, I think today I really wanted to focus a little bit on your creativity out there, and also because it's nice to see these worked up, especially with the print colors. I think it's great to see what they actually look like when you work with them, to make it a little bit easier to imagine how you might work with them as well. So here are a few beautiful examples from our user gallery, some of them also using some other yarns in combination, and you could make some cozy and cute decor or some clothing or any other project that, you know, strikes your fancy. It is compatible with our regular Friends Cotton in terms of weight, in terms of thickness, and of course also in terms of the colors. They are made to be part or harmonious as part of the Friends family. And then you can just get crafting with those. So it's 20% off extra on our Halloween cotton yarns as well. And with that, so Gina is saying that purple is so pretty. It is a very bright purple. I also kind of love that someone in the Halloween product department, I suppose, looked at like sort of colors that are very Halloween appropriate, and that purple, wow, what was that? And that purple was quite sort of heavily featured there. I find that really interesting because I think prior to our Halloween yarns, it wasn't necessarily the color I would have thought of the most. Although I will say that in a lot of movies, a lot of times, it is quite often associated sort of with magic. So I think it does fit the theme really, really nicely. I have now also got some patterns that I want to show you. These are not necessarily patterns for our Halloween yarns. They are more so in the theme of Halloween. And in fact, a lot of them you can actually already kind of see because they are already kind of behind me. I picked out a lot of different patterns for some super cute pumpkins and other fall decor that I wanted to show you. So for instance, we've got this pattern which is called, where do I need to click? There, this is where I need to click. Which is called the Autumn Acorns, and it is a beginner-friendly knit pattern. So these are cute little knitted acorns that you could make. This is more fall decor rather than Halloween decor, but I thought it kind of, you know, fits the vibe, fits the bill, and it's just a really cute way to decorate your house. Especially if you're maybe not that into Halloween and you want something that's more seasonal rather than holiday specific. Similarly, these decorative pumpkins fit the bill as well. Here we've got, they're just called the decorative pumpkins round, and this is a beginner-friendly crochet pattern. So you can crochet these sweet little decorative pumpkins and they will turn out like so. Isn't this magical? We go from this to this. The next one I've got for you are the candy pumpkins, which is a beginner-friendly knit pattern, and it is, again, one that I do have a sample of in the studio as well. And these you could, for instance, make using the Halloween Honey Bunny candy, or of course, if you'd rather have them without the little neon nubs, you could also just make them in a regular Honey Bunny if you would like to. Kristen is saying purple's been used a lot in the US, has been used a lot in the US for, what's the word? Halloween. Yeah, I've seen that too. And I think, yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It is a pretty magical color. I think it was just prior to working at Hobbii and being exposed to the Halloween yarn collections. I think for me, Halloween was just always black and orange, and that was kind of the limit of it. So I do really love it. And Katrina is saying this makes great or Thanksgiving decor for those of you in the US. True, because you do have Thanksgiving as well in November. So that makes sense. And then, yeah, you can go for kind of seasonal all the way. MC is asking, isn't it about time to start on Christmas and winter holiday patterns so we can get working? Yes, and that is also something on the list that is coming in the pipeline as well. I've got some more pumpkin patterns just to show you that we have quite a lot of them, and also again these are crochet patterns, whereas before we had knit patterns, so these are for the oblong ones, and then we do also have these cute little Tweety pumpkins, and these are once again knit. So we have options for knitters, we have options for crocheters, whatever of those you may want to be making. And the nice thing is they all are, I guess, easy enough to adapt that if you would rather use a different yarn than the ones that the patterns are written for, you do still have that option quite easily to just grab a different yarn, whatever you still have in your stash maybe, and get working with that. Debbie's saying chenille's difficult for me to work with. Are there any tips? My personal tip is the thing that really helped me is finding the hook that worked well for me. I don't mind advertising it, even though it is not a Hobbii hook that I'm using. I really got into the Susan Bates aluminum hooks because they have a really sharp tip. And I found that that really helped me when working with chenille yarns, because the sharp tip just made it a little bit easier to kind of get into stitches and get in and out of places. Generally figure out what works good for you, because of course everyone is more or less likely to enjoy certain materials for their hook, certain shapes for the tip. I really enjoy mine being inline as well. So that is something that really helped with me, or that helped me with chenille yarns. There are also a few more tips out there. Things like if you're working with a magic ring, You can use a little bit of an extra kind of cotton strand in the beginning to kind of mark your way a little bit. There are many different ways. Make sure you have good lighting. It also depends on what exactly you're struggling with, but overall I think visibility of your stitches, just getting a feel for how to work with the yarn, making sure you don't have too much tension so it doesn't break are kind of some of the key things there. Hook size helps a lot, so yeah, definitely those kinds of things can make it a lot easier to work with chenille. And also find out what the chenille yarn is that works for you, because for instance, I'm a big fan of toucan and enjoy working with it a lot more than other chenille yarns, for instance. So that also plays a role for sure. I'm not going to show you some more yarns because we're here for the yarns, are we not? So let's take a look. Oh, look at that! I found a swatch for the black honey bunny. So this is what the honey bunny, and I can show you in comparison to the hat. So you can see this is regular honey bunny, where you have these like blue, purple, yellow, and orange nubs. And then here you've got the Halloween one, which has the Halloween colors. So that's the key difference between these two. Haha. Ooh, and apparently it is Canadian Halloween. What am I talking about? Canadian Thanksgiving. A lot of people are saying Happy Canadian Thanksgiving, so I hope you're having a great time. What do you also do like a turkey for Canadian Thanksgiving? Like, is it pretty much the same concept as US Thanksgiving, it's just on a different date? Or is it also kind of different in terms of the food and or cultural practices? Do let me know. Andrea's agreeing with me about the Susan Bates crochet hooks. Yeah, I discovered them by accident and I have not looked back since. I do have a few Hobbii ones that I really enjoy as well. But yeah, it's like once you get used to one hook, you kind of want to stick with it, I think. Let's see, we've got ribbon print next. So this is again a Friends ribbon print, so it's again part of the Friends collection. And one thing you will be able to see is, because they are Friends colors, they are made to match. So the Friends Halloween cotton, for instance, and the Friends ribbon are a great match for each other. So as you can see here, these colors go together perfectly. So if you're looking for a yarn to make, maybe you want to make a big kind of pot holder or a trivet or something, and then you want to make like smaller little napkins or table decorations, but they're supposed to all match, or a table runner, then you can just grab yourself some of the ribbon, grab yourself some of the cotton, and you're good to go. So definitely, you can, yeah, check this out for an extra nice bulky yarn, because this is, well, it's called ribbon and it is a tube yarn. You can see it's a flattened cotton tube, it's 100% cotton, and it comes in these print colors, giving you a really fun and bright Halloween-y look. You get 109 yards on one of these skeins, and the recommended hook or needle size here really varies, again depending on what project you're making. If you want to make a little Halloween bag, especially if you wanted to hold maybe some smaller candies as well, I would go down maybe even to a 5-6 millimeter hook or needle for this. I made a laptop case that I used a 7 millimeter, and that worked out pretty well. So somewhere in that realm. But if you want to make something like a little rug or a little mat, or you know, something that you might want to be a little bit more flowy, you can go up all the way to a 10 or a 12 millimeter easily with this yarn, and it'll still look really nice. It's always a little bit of a you know, trial and error thing to figure out what exactly works best for you when working with these kinds of yarns, depending on how you want your stitches to look, how you want the flow and structure of your project to be. So Friends Ribbon Halloween comes in 3 colors. It comes with a black base, it comes with an orange base, and it comes with a green base, pretty much. I mean, no, that's not quite right. It comes with the black that has all of the colors, so it has the green, it has the orange, has the purple, all kind of in equal lengths, and then we have the version that has just the bright orange and the black, and then we've got the one that gives you the bright orange, the green, and the black. So you have a few different Halloweeny variations there for the Friends ribbon print, which goes really well with the Friends cotton print if you want to mix and match there a little bit. Let's see, what have I got next for you? Next, I've got another one where we're going to take a look at your projects as well, because there were many very pretty ones, and I do want to celebrate your creativity. What yarn would you recommend for a book cover? So that kind of depends, but I, for something like that, would go for something a little bit thinner. So I would maybe go for the cottons. Just because I wouldn't want it to kind of hold it hold everything open too much, so not to be too bulky. But I think it really depends on your preference there. But I think I would go for maybe something like an 8/4, 8/6 cotton, or maybe an 8/8 cotton. I have never made one. I'm pretty sure you could also use most of our acrylic actually. So just something where you find that the thickness, if you kind of think of it as like a little cover or like a little pouch that carries your book, works for you. But I think all of them could work pretty much. Probably I would go slightly thinner just to, not bulk it up too much. Ooh, Sharon's asking if ribbon would work well on a loom for a thicker weave. That, I will be very honest, have no idea. I'm very intrigued by the idea, but I wouldn't know how it would weave up. Also, in terms of the colors, I find that a really, really interesting question, but I sadly have no real insights there. And Jodie's asking if knitting is similar to Tunisian crochet. No, but yes. So I'm not an expert on Tunisian crochet. I've looked into it and I've kind of been like toying with the idea of trying it. But one thing I like that Tunisian crochet gives you, right, is that you have your stitches on your needle the way you would when you knit. However, or you like also pick up and then have them and then you kind of cast off, I guess, in a way, like you have. So that's a kind of, it's similar in that way. Where on crochet you only ever have your active stitch kind of on your hook, whereas with Tunisian crochet you can have kind of your piece on your hook there. But on the other hand, I do think that you still have only the one hook, so it's not really, I guess, is is what I'm thinking. And Marjorie's asking if I made my hat. No, I did not. This was made by a lovely pattern tester. I just picked it out of the box today because I wanted to wear. I'm also realizing it is covering my eyes a little bit. It's also getting very hot under this hat, but I've decided to commit. Melissa's saying Tunisian will give you a similar drape to knitting, so that's a good answer. I really like the look. Like I like the look of the stitches in Tunisian crochet. I think it looks very, very chic. But yeah, I've never really tried it. Let's see, let's talk about our next yarn, and it is Twister Halloween. So all of these yarns are, of course, today are Halloween yarns, so we're going through all of them. They all have Halloween in the name, and they're all essentially versions of yarns that we normally carry, but with a Halloween twist. So we've got our Twister Halloween, which is a 55% cotton, 45% acrylic blend. It's a beautiful cake. It's a sport weight yarn with a yardage of just over 1,000. You've got 1,093 yards on one of these. Comes in a few different Halloween colors. Some of them are sadly sold out already. So we can see here, we've still got a handful of them in stock, but a few of them are already sold out. So there we go. Ashling is saying cool hat. Thank you. I did not make it. I can't claim any credit for making this hat, but I also agree that it is very cool. Twister Halloween works up beautifully for anything that you want to have that really, really nice soft drape to it. Can work up beautifully for blouses, for t-shirts, for dresses, for skirts, for shawls, for ponchos. You can of course also make various decor out of this, and the recommended hook or needle size is in the realm of a 3 to 4.5 millimeter hook or needle. We do have Twister in regular colors, but this Halloween edition is limited edition now. Marjorie is saying, will you be getting more of the ones that are out of stock? So on the Halloween yarns, it is pretty much if they're out of stock, they're out of stock. Sometimes the system says out of stock, and like a few minutes later it becomes available again just because the stock had to reset. But if it's out of stock now, it is going to sadly not come back. I do have some beautiful projects made by you out there in Twister Halloween to show you just how gorgeous this yarn can be and what it can do. So here we have Victoria's beautiful shawl project, for instance, and another gorgeous shawl made by Anna. This one's knit. And another beautiful shawl by another Victoria. Or maybe the same, actually. I don't know, because not everyone has a profile picture, so you can't really tell if it's the same person. And I love that Hilde there not only made a really beautiful shawl, but is also wearing this really chic little hat that I think just looks perfect. And the dress also has tiny bats on it, which I think is super cute. So that was our Halloween Twister, and I can see loads of you are giving a lot of love for the colors. I agree, they're really, really pretty. I love the combination of the black with the more vibrant colors. I think it's really cool, high contrast. Reminds me a little bit, honestly, of my youth when I was very into, this is now a look at like Louisa as a child, but I was very into like Avril Lavigne. I was very into like kind of pop punk as well. So these kinds of like black with a vibrant blue or black with a vibrant pink or black with a bright green were exactly the colors that I was really into. But yeah, that is Twister Halloween, the next yarn that I have for you. And from here, we're actually going to move away from yarn for a little second, because our Halloween collection does not only include yarns, it also includes accessories. The accessories that we have are super cute, and there's quite a few of them. So let's talk about those for a second. And I know I put the stitch markers in here. 1 second. There they are. Good. Why are you there? There you are. Good, good, good. So we have a lot of different Halloween accessories, and I think this is kind of a, I mean, it wasn't like a gamble, but it's one of those things where every year our product department also kind of experiments a little bit to see what goes well. Also listens to your feedback on what you really, really want. The nice thing is, pretty much all of these you can of course use year round. They're just a little bit extra seasonal right now. For instance, we have these super, super cute stitch markers. They come in packs. Well, this one actually we don't have. That one is the one from last year, but they come in packs of 4 and have these super sweet little yarny characters on them. I'll actually show them on the website because I think that might actually be easier to see. So there we are. This is one of them. They come in packs of 4. They have the really easy, nice clasp. This one is my personal favorite because it includes a tiny little witch's cat with a little hat riding a broomstick and also a bubbling cauldron, and I think both of those look super cool. I don't have that pack here, sadly. I do have the cauldron, I think, or is it the pumpkin? I have the pumpkin here. There we are. And yeah. So these Halloween stitch markers are great, honestly, for all seasons, but especially, of course, now if you want to get a little crafty. Also, if you maybe know someone who has an October birthday, or September birthday also works, but that's a bit late for that now. But if you know someone who has an October birthday, for instance, and you want to give them something little, a nice little thing that pretty much any of us can use. I know my stitch markers have a way of disappearing much, much faster than I would want them to, so I can imagine that it's the same for many of you. We've also got our Christmassy, our Halloweeny row counter. Here you've got a little pumpkin at the end, and then you've got 10 rings. So this is for knitters specifically, to make sure you mark where you are on your project, so you can mark 10 rows. So if you, for instance, need to repeat something every 5th, 6th or so row, easy way to keep track of where you are. I actually got this recommended to me by Jaya for future knitting projects, because one thing I was struggling with was remembering when to do my increases or decreases for projects, and I struggled using a digital row counter because I would just forget to press, especially if it's short rows. I forgot to press that I had finished my row, and so 5 rows later I'd be like, huh, counter says I'm on row 5. I'm pretty sure I'm on row 10 by this point. So this is great for that, because it's just a little bit more tactile and a little bit more right in front of your eyes that you're changing the ring. We've also got these little stitch stoppers. So these you put on the end of your needles to secure your project when you're taking a break, or when you're, especially interesting for those of you who, like me, maybe work while you're commuting and your train pulls into the station. You want to quickly make sure that it's safe on your needles, so you just jam them right up. I can't say what I was thinking, but you jam them into the stoppers is what you do. They come in a set of 4, and you've got this little ghosty and the little pumpkin. We've also got a cute little yarn bag. This one fits roughly 2 to 3 little skeins, so you can just put them in here. You have a hole at the top, which means that whichever is your current working yarn, you can just pull that through here, close up the bag. You can have it on your wrist as you work and have the yarn pulled from it, or this wrist I think might be easier for me actually. So then you can have it coming from there, and you can work on the go. Your yarn is well protected, and you can have it with you anywhere you go. And it's a nice, more compact size. So great for, well, a smaller project, because of course if you jam your project in there as well, it's gonna, take up some space. And we've also got this super cute cotton tote bag that says spooky, as well as these little cotton project bags for your beautiful projects. And then this one has a pattern of just cute little Halloweeny icons. In addition to those, we do also still have these little cat-shaped bag handles. I don't have them in the studio with me, but they come in a set of 2, and they are the shape of a cat's head, and you can then make a little bag and sew them onto the top, and then you have these little bag handles in the shape of a cat. So these are all part of today's sale, and we've got them for you at 20% off on top of their current price. Holly's saying those stoppers are really cute, and that yarn bag. And Brandy said she already emailed for her win. Yay! Perfect! It may take a little while. I don't know. Normally it's Matt that does the giveaway winners, but when he's on holiday or he's unwell, then I do it. And sometimes we just help each other out with it as well. But if he's not back by the end of the week, then I'll make sure I get through it so that you all get your prizes ASAP, so you can then grab yourself something nice as well on the website. There we go. Those canvas bags are so cute. They are very cute. And again, I mean, you could use a canvas bag year round pretty much, and it not be like super wasteful to just get a seasonal one. I mean, they're cute any time of the year. Says the person who also keeps her Christmas tree up for an way too long time. So, take that with take everything I say with a grain of I was going to say a grain of sand, which that's not how the metaphor works, with a grain of salt, because it's called take it with a grain of salt, right? The phrase? Just saying that I'm someone who does not really care that much about seasonality and keeps decorations up and way beyond, and I like some of my decor I think is just quite Halloweeny year round anyway. And Thais is saying those handles are adorable. They are definitely adorable. We don't really have a pattern yet for a bag that uses them. I hope that we'll get one because I would love to see them in action as well. Because I can imagine them looking really, really cute, but it's always nice to have that visual reference, I suppose. And speaking of nice things, do you know what's nice? Giveaways are nice. And we're gonna get to our next giveaway right now. I need to quickly click a few buttons to set this up because I need to make sure that everything works the way it is supposed to. So I'm going to click start here. It's going to take a little second, and then now we should see our giveaway on top of me. Yes, we are seeing it. Wonderful. Oh yeah, and now I need to change the camera, huh? Matt makes this look so easy. Here we are. We are now finding, yes, grain of salt or pinch of salt, people are saying. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. You know when you're like, yeah, that's the phrase, and then it just doesn't let you work, you know, it doesn't let you actually use the phrase as it is intended. You've got 1 minute and 15 seconds left, and what I want you to do now, if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, is participate on our giveaway. We're giving away a gift card worth $25, and what you need to do in order to participate is simple. You just have to type #giveaway in the chat. Make sure you spell it exactly as it is spelled above me right here. So #giveaway, no little, no space in between, no dash, no nothing, just exactly the way it is written up here. It's enough to just type it once. You do not need to type it multiple times. The system will only count 1 entry per person, but you've got 40 seconds left now, and we're going to find a random winner from everyone who participates. If you're on Instagram, I do apologize that we cannot offer the giveaway on Instagram. I do hope you're still enjoying the stream and you're not completely completely turned away by all the little tangents that I'm going on. I also saw that someone actually posted the, Jonathan put, take it with a grain of salt, or origin, it's from ancient Roman naturalist Pliny the Elder, who documented a recipe for an antidote to poison that included a grain of salt to make it more palatable or effective. Oh, that's great to know. So take it with a grain of salt is because it like counteracts something bad, I guess. That's actually really, really interesting to know. Thank you for sharing that. I do love these little facts, especially I love the origins of things like idioms, because they also teach you a little bit about just culture and people and humans. We're now finding our second winner of the night, and it is going to be... Who's our lucky winner? It's Carla Woods. Congratulations, Carla. You are winner number 2 of today's live stream. I need to write down your name real quick, Carla Woods, to make sure that we know who you are. Congratulations, and thank you for joining us. Carla Woods, please send us an email to live@hobbii.com, and I'll do my best to get back to you ASAP with your prize. Congrats, Carla, and thank you for joining us today. Thank you for participating on the giveaway, and I hope everyone else is not too sad. You've got another chance, because at the end of the stream we're going to be giving away a gift card for $50. So stay tuned for that until the end of the stream. Now we're going to minimize this window again and pull up this window so I can see what I'm going to show you next. And what I'm actually going to show you next is a couple more patterns. So we've got a couple more for you, and these are some that I picked also for last time. Some of them, I think, I'm not sure if I showed you all of them or just some of them, but they were just my personal favorites, so you're gonna have to look at them again. I'm sorry. They are Katie Jones's new pattern collection that she made for us for this, I was going to say festive season, but Halloween season. And they are all little baby patterns. So what we've got here is the Mini Boo collection, which has these super cute little baby bonnets. It's the same base pattern for the bonnet, and then you just have different customization options for a little cat, for a little bat, and for a little pumpkin. So this is the Baby Boo Bonnets Halloween Bonnet Trio. It's a beginner-friendly crochet pattern that you can get for free on our webpage, and it's by the amazing Katie Jones. If you would like something that's a little bit more just bigger, you can of course also go for this adorable little romper. It's the Monster Romper, a cute little bright Halloween project for the little ones that they can enjoy and you can enjoy, because I think honestly the baby probably doesn't really know or care what it's dressed in. It's more everyone else will be very impressed by that stylish pram suit or romper. I think it's super cute. And then finally, and this one I think I didn't show last time, but I will show now, is the Baby Boo blanket, which is this incredibly cute little intermediate crochet pattern for a little blanket. And what I really like is that if you look at the pictures, you can see that it uses appliques, so the little spider or the ears for the cats are sewn on, which means it also is to a certain degree a little bit of a sensory thing, because you have the base of the blanket, but then you have little things that stick out that little tiny hands can grab and play with. Of course, you have to make sure that you sew them in really well so that the kids can't rip them out, but I think that's a really cute little thing that, again, while it is seasonally Halloweeny in how it looks, is definitely something that a little one will enjoy for the rest of the year as well. So those were some more nice patterns. I have linked a collection of different Halloween patterns, including some ideas for costumes as well. They're all on our landing page, which you can find linked in the video description on both YouTube and on Facebook. You can find it linked in the chat. I know there's a really annoying link there, but there is also a cute little link in the chat. And also, if you've commented on this stream on Facebook, you should be getting a message to your inbox that also relays all of our stuff. So you should also be getting a link sent to you there. B is saying that blanket is so cute, but it would take me years to do with the speed I craft. I am in the exact same boat as you. I'm a very slow crafter. Unless it's a very repetitive project. So I'm in the exact same boat. That's why I'm making bonnets, because bonnets are actually pretty quick. They work up pretty fast, because babies' heads are luckily not that big yet. So, you know, I relate to you in that. All right, I have got some more yarns for you. That's right, because we're only about halfway through our Halloween collection at this point. Do not mind me. I'm just gonna have to quickly get down and actually get them for you. But talk amongst yourself for a second, please. Oh, I miss Matt. He makes this look so much more effortless. More effortless. Yes, that's the right way around. Oh, Debbie is saying, I just checked to see if I sent the email last week. Turns out that there was a typo. Oh, okay. I'm very glad that we didn't ignore you. Which, not that we're in the habit of doing that, but, you know, I would have felt really bad. Now I feel less bad. I still feel bad, and I'm still going to make sure that you get your code sent to you ASAP, Debbie. And thank you for your patience. Amanda is saying, maybe I'll just wrap myself in yarn and go as a whip. That is a brilliant idea. It's tangent time, but there used to be an advertisement for a home improvement store in Germany. I mean, the store also exists in Scandinavia, for instance. It's called Bauhaus, and they used to have this ad that was, you know, like a woman walking down the street, and then you would see this weird, massive kind of morphing shape kind of moving behind her the whole time. Like anytime, like out of the corner of her eye, she would see it. And there were a few different ads that had the same. So it was like, sometimes it was a man, sometimes it was a woman. And it was their unfinished home improvement project. So in her case, it was like her bathroom essentially following her wherever she went, because it was like haunting her, right? The slogan was something like, finish it before it finishes you. But I love the idea of you going as a whip, and maybe it being kind of a cheeky little thing, because on one hand, that is actually something that is quite scary to a lot of people, like how many whips they have at home. But on the other hand, it's very funny, and it's like kind of a craft thing. But imagine you're going to a party and you come dressed as a whip, and there's another crafter there who just sees you and goes like, oh no, the ghost of my whips is haunting me at this party. So yeah, I really enjoy that idea because it works on multiple levels. And also it's a great way to actually use up some yarn that you may not be using otherwise. let's talk some more about this next yarn that I have for you, and it is our Dahlia Halloween. We, again, only have a handful of colors left. Not all of them are there anymore. We actually only have 4 left. I'm trying to make sure that I only show you ones that we actually have, because I don't want to be mean and be like, oh, you could have gotten this one if you'd ordered like a week ago. But this one is still in stock, for instance. So Dahlia Halloween is a 100% cotton cake, and it is 4 plies of cotton that are not twisted together, so you have them sitting next to each other, making this a really nice airy yarn, really really nice and soft and really nice and drapey. Deborah is saying, I'm going in as an old woman for Halloween. Oh wait, I am an old woman. And Femke is asking if the Halloween yarn colors will be back next year. For the most part, I imagine they will be. It's always it always depends on, well, demand. It depends on is the supplier able to provide them, and etc. etc. But for the most part, our product department does try to make sure that the colors that are really popular do return. So Dahlia. Excuse me. Dahlia, 100% cotton, really, really nice 4-ply cotton yarn. And you can kind of see the difference, right? You've got here 4 plies that are just sitting next to each other, and this is a fingering or sock weight yarn. And in comparison, if you look at the Friends cotton, that is also 4-ply, but here they're twisted together. And you can instantly, even just seeing them next to each other here, see one of them, very airy, very light, is going to be very breezy and flowy in texture, and one of them will give you more structure and a little more sort of hold. So different uses, or I mean, you can use them for similar projects, honestly, but different uses, different ways of working up a similar size cotton. And that's also why it's always a good idea to kind of also look more into the make of your yarn, because on paper, like, yeah, these kind of are both fingering sock weight, both cotton, close enough to each other, right? But the difference will be noticeable just in how you work it up or how it works up. And so this, perfect for things like shawls, perfect for things like soft, light, summer tops, fall tops, winter tops. You can work this up for blouses, for dresses, for anything that you want that really nice flowy drape too. So that is a really, really great yarn for that. Diana's asking what the difference is between Dahlia and Sultan. It's honestly the color palette. They both have a similar yardage. They both have similar material. They are just both 2 different yarns from 2 different producers in different colors. And we have Dahlia as a Halloween version. We have Sultan as a Christmas version. Fun fact. The recommended hook or needle size here is a 3 to 3.5 millimeters or 4 millimeters, and you can machine wash this on a low temperature. It is 175 yards of beautiful yarn, and I'm going to show you some beautiful projects made with this yarn, so you get a little bit of inspiration from your fellow crafters. Like I said, quite a few of the colors are sold out now. We've only got 4 of them left in stock. But if you still wanted to get inspired, maybe for the yarns that you already have at home, you can check it there. Ooh, Femke's going as a druid elf to a Halloween party. That sounds amazing. I'm actually not really doing a Halloween party this year, but my parents are visiting, so we're probably going to be doing something, because my parents also really enjoy Halloween decorations. So we've been thinking of maybe going to Tivoli Gardens here in Copenhagen so they can check out the decorations there, or doing something like that, and I really look forward to it. But yeah, that's going to be really nice. Carla saying my Trivia's group is doing a Day of the Dead theme. So there's a lot of different really cool Halloween parties and themes coming up there, I think. And Vertia is asking, I want to make a hexagon cardigan. Which yarn is good to use? So for a hexagon cardigan, if you're looking specifically within the Halloween yarns, I would say if you want it to be really kind of light and flowy, you could, for instance, use Dahlia for it, no problem. We're actually going to come to the next 2 yarns next anyway. Yeah, they're actually the next yarns up, so I'm going to just quickly grab them so I can show them to you as well, because we have some more that I think will be well suited for that kind of project. And I've only got the one here. And they are our Candy Cake and Horizon. So the reason I really like these to use for hexagon cardigans is because, as you can see, they're already color changing. They give you blocky stripes when you work them up, but the beautiful thing is, as you're working up with the as you're working them up, the color changes are going to happen naturally. And so if you're working the hexagon and you just keep going around and around and around, you're going to get different rows and you're going to get color changes quite easily without having to constantly change color and then have ends to weave in, and have, you know, also possible places where, if you're not very good at weaving them in or making sure that you secure your threads, possible breakages. And so these yarns are great for that, because you get a lot of yardage and you can just keep working. You can, of course, also use solid colored yarns. It really depends on your preference for which yarn weight you want to use, which material you like, how quickly you want to be finished. I did show earlier a hexagon cardigan that was made in Honey Bunny Candy Halloween. I'll just quickly pull that up for you again. There you are. So see, this is Honey Bunny Candy, also used for a hexagon cardigan. So it's really, there's no hard and fast rule on what you should use. I personally think that, especially with a granny stitch, something color changing always looks really cool, because it just looks like, ooh, she used a lot of colors. That must have been a hell of a lot of work, when really you're actually just, you know, using one thread the whole time. If you want the color changes to be wider, you could look at different yarns with different kinds of gradients or different kinds of color changes. If you want it to be solid colored, you could check everything there. The great thing is, really, these patterns are extremely adaptable. You could just pick one that feels easy to you, or like feels easy to understand to you, and just keep working it up, honestly, and see if it, like, how you like it, and then you just make it to your desired size. So yeah, hexagon cardigans, I think, are a really brilliant project to make a fairly large item of clothing relatively quickly, and to work with different colors, different yarns, to just exactly suit what you would like to be making. We have quite a few nice hexagon cardigan patterns as well, so if you've chosen one on our webpage, we do have one for Horizon, for instance. You can just grab that and then use the Halloween Horizon to make it if you want to make it Halloween-y. Deborah is giving a really great tip for those of you who do work with single colored yarns and then have a lot of color changes, which is that she weaves in the colors every 10 changes or motifs, so they don't build up. And I absolutely think that that is a great tip to share, because I have myself never really done that many color changing projects, because I've been very fearful of the ones where I've done it. I do usually actually make sure that after the color change, if I know I'm not going to pick that color up again very, very soon, I will just try and weave in my ends straight away, because I have seen too many of my friends who've made gorgeous sweaters, gorgeous cardigans, and then those cardigans have sat on their sofa for years because the last thing to do was to weave in all of their ends, and they just gave up on that. Christine's asking where we're shipping from. We're shipping from Copenhagen, Denmark, which is where we're located, so hi from Copenhagen. Right, so I've already kind of now told you why these yarns are pretty great, but I'm quickly going to tell you what they are as well. So we've got our Halloween Candy Cake, and we've got our Halloween Horizon. Both of these are 100% acrylic. They are similar in that they're both acrylic. They have a roughly similar yardage. It's 590 for the Candy Cake, and it is, I think, is it like 10 yards? It's 600, so it's 10 yards more for the Horizon. So they're very, very similar in that regard. They do have some differences. So of course the colors are slightly different, and if you can see them already here in the light, you will immediately see that one of them is more muted than the other. So let's talk about the Candy Cake first. So the Halloween Candy Cake, this is one of the few Halloween yarns where we actually do not have this yarn as a regular product. We only have this as a seasonal yarn. It's 100% acrylic, comes in 4 different colorways, which all have these Halloween-y colors that you know and love. But as you can see here, they're a little bit more muted, a little bit more, I don't want to say dull because I think that has negative connotations, but a little bit more, yeah, muted than some of the others are. It also has a slightly more fluffy surface. If you touch it like this, it feels nice and soft, but definitely has a little more resistance on your skin if you compare it to Horizon, because Horizon is one of those acrylic yarns that just glides over your fingers. It has almost a light sheen to it with how soft and also how like slippery the surface is. It is a really, really lovely, super soft yarn. Great alternative if you are a little bit sensitive and you want something that's wool-free. Really, really lovely, bright colors. The surface of it is almost a little reminiscent of mercerized cotton with just how soft it is and how slippery and slightly shiny it is. You can use both of these yarns for really lovely projects, such as hexagon cardigans. If you're looking for something there, both of them are great options for that. So those are Candy Cake and Horizon. Both of them are lightweight yarns, or I think that is light worsted or DK weight yarns. Recommended hook or needle size 4 to 5 millimeters. So really nice kind of medium size that you can really just work up super nicely. Josephine is asking if the Honey Bunny Candy Halloween will come back in purple. So they are limited editions, so it is very unlikely that they will restock. I can never 100% say no, absolutely not, because there could be literally right now someone finding another box of it in our warehouse, and then of course they're going to put it on the website. But as they are limited edition, it is pretty much once they're out of stock, they're gone until next year, when hopefully they will return. Ruth is saying, I tend to crochet over the yarn ends as I go, so they're hidden rather than weaving them in. I also do that, actually. What I do is I just tie it off really, really, really well, and then kind of like try to secure it as much as I can, and then I try to weave it in as I go, because I am very, very lazy, and I know I won't do it if I don't do it immediately. And when he's saying I'm getting glitchy, no, please, no, we're closing in on the end, actually. So please, I hope the stream stays up for a little bit longer. But yeah, these two, great for those of you who like kind of blockier stripes, who like bright colors, and who enjoy working with acrylic yarn. This is the Candy Cake on a little sample, so you can see how it looks. And now imagine this on a hexagon cardigan, right? And so you'll get the center in green, you'll get the next one in orange, then you'll get purple, and you'll just get loads of colors effortlessly changing as you're working. Nicole has just discovered that Hobbii now carries Schachenmeier in Regia. Where have you been, Nicole? We've talked about this quite a lot, actually, in the last few months. Hobbii is now the proud owner of the Schachenmeier and Regia brands. So they are actually now Hobbii yarns. They're no longer just their own. So they do still produce, because we produce them now. Welcome. I hope you enjoy, and we will definitely talk about this more on German Bingo and German Life Shopping, because I think it's more relevant for the Germans. Not that it's irrelevant for anyone else that Hobbii bought 2 German legacy yarn brands. It's actually quite exciting. I did talk about it on Quiz Time, I think, a few weeks ago, if I remember correctly. All right, we've got a few. We've got a few more yarns. Okay, Taylor's saying no more glitches. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And Katrina is saying she's now got the mental image being of the warehouse being kind of kind of being like the tomb and the ark where being like the tomb from Raiders of the Lost Ark. I completely lost my train of thought there for a second. Where you can just randomly still find magical crates of yarn. I mean, for the most part, it's super well organized. It's just that you never know. But yeah, so where was I? Oh yeah, yarn. That's what I wanted to talk to you about, because I have a handful more yarns for you. We've got I'm getting so sweaty. Partially because I refuse to take off the witch's hat and the scarf because I want to, you know, be on brand and very stylish for you today. And partially just because it's been a lot of talking and a lot of, you know, clicking things and figuring out. Denise is asking if everyone has access. Yes. So the yarns that Nicole was mentioning are Schachenmeier and Regia. I'll quickly pull them up on the webpage just to show you. And we do have them in all countries. It's just that because they are German legacy brands, they are kind of, you know, most Germans will have grown up using those, or you know, my grandma uses them. So it's very much like a special thing for us that they are there. There we go. 1 second. I'm pulling it up real quick. So these are the yarns that Nicole has just discovered on our webpage. It's a whole lot of them. It's a whole lot of different amazing yarns. We've got Catania, which is a mercerized cotton. We've got a lot of different sock yarns, including a merino sock yarn, a silk sock yarn, a cashmere sock yarn. Well, they're all, of course, blends. So it's a merino blend, a cashmere blend, a silk blend. And so far, for a lot of them, there's only a fair few colors, but more and more colors will come out for that as well. So that's that. Oh, and Jax just pointed out that the candy cake is a sport weight, whereas the Horizon is a light worsted. Thank you very much for that correction. I got my info mixed up. But yeah, so these yarns are all available for everyone as well. They're not part of the deal, but they are there. So if you want to check them out, do check them out. It's what my grandma used to work with. So I was very excited when it was announced that we were getting them because, yeah, made me think of my grandma. Alrighty, so we've got, by my counts, 3 yarns left that I'm going to show you real quick. No, never mind. Is it? We've got 2 yarns left because I just saw that another one that was in stock earlier went out of stock while I've been talking. So I've only got 2 yarns left to show you, and that is our Halloween sock wool and our Universe XL. The Scary sock wool is also sold out, as is Tea Time, sadly. So that is the nature of these limited edition yarns, and that is also why today I think is the final time we will feature them anywhere, or at least feature them here on Lives, because it was just, I just figured for those of you who haven't gotten the chance yet or who've been waiting for a great deal, it'd be nice to have them one last time just to show you. But yeah, so here we are. We've got Universe XL left and we've got the Halloween sock wool left. The Halloween sock wool is a classic sock yarn. You've got your 75% wool, you've got your 25% polyamide to stabilize it, and it is a fingering or sock weight with a recommended hook or needle size of 3 to 4 millimeters. So just your regular run-of-the-mill sock yarn, so to say, just in bright and fun Halloween-y colors. So it again goes with the color scheme of the other yarns that we've had. You've got your bright purples, pinks, reds, not reds, greens, and oranges there. Let me see if I can just pull it up real quick to show you. So you've got these sock yarns here to enjoy. Another yarn where the color change is built in, of course, so that you can get nice stripy patterns, and you can use it for socks, but you can of course use it for other projects as well, whether that be wrist warmers, hats, scarves, I was gonna say duvets, I meant blankets. More. Taylor is saying we can send her the studio yarn since we won't use them anymore once they're discontinued. Actually, quite a few that we have are actually yarns from last year's because we kept them because we knew they were most likely going to come back, and so we haven't gotten rid of them just yet. But I'll keep you in mind. I don't think I can actually. But yeah. where was I going? Oh yeah, I wanted to show you some lovely projects because of course, let's look at some inspiration. Let's get inspired by what others have made. And so here is a look at our sock yarns. And like I said, it's not just socks. You're not limited there. You can use it for other beautiful projects. Barb's is saying that she's sad that the glitter versions did not come back. I agree. Again, do not know why, but I still think the colors of it are still very lovely now. It is a sock yarn, so it is also super durable. It is machine washable at medium temperature, really nice to use up, easy to take care of, and 459 yardage. So for a medium to large size or pair of feet, up to like a US 10, you could make a pair of socks with the one skein. The final yarn that I have for you today is our Universe XL Halloween. So this is our Universe XL just in lovely, bright Halloweeny colors. Still available in 3 colors. We've got an orange pink, we've got a purple with a bit of orange, and we've got a blue and purple. So this one that I'm holding right here, still available. It's a blend of 98% acrylic and 2% polyester. The polyester is just this glitter thread. And as you can see, you've got this really nice bouncy thread that then has the polyester thread wrapped around it. So you can see this is essentially very, very loosely spun. There you go. So very nice and bouncy texture, very nice and fluffy, very nice and squishy in lovely, beautiful, vibrant colors with a Halloweeny twist. And then you've just got the glitter thread, which changes color depending on what your base color is. So on this one it is a pink, on this one it is a dark purple, similar to our normal Universe XL that we also have year round. It is a DK weight yarn with a recommended hook or needle size of 5 to 6 millimeters, and it runs for 240 yards. So you get 240 yards on one of these. This is also a beautiful yarn that you can use for a hexagon cardigan. This one has glitter on it, so you can have that little bit of extra added glitter. You can also use it for things like scarves, hats, blouses, sweaters, any kind of accessories that you want that breed really beautiful stripy look and the glitter. I do actually also have some pictures of color swatches, so I'm going to pull those up real quick just to show you how these colors are blended. You get these stripes that are just very gently blended out between each other, so it's a really, really nice soft color change, almost a little dreamlike, almost a little bit like a dream, or like looking up in the night sky and seeing like a nebula. MC saying that blue and purple is fabulous. I agree. Look at it. It is so pretty. And for this yarn, I have also picked some user gallery pictures to give you some ideas on what you can make and also to show you how the color change looks when it is worked up. So here we've got a variety of different projects made in the Universe XL Halloween by you out there. Again, a big, big thank you to those of you who have been uploading your pictures. I really enjoy looking at them. There were many more. I just had to pick a handful because I can't show every project. This is by Julie, and I actually really love this because Julie also posted this in the live streaming group a few weeks ago as part of her whips. And I remember it, and then I was like, oh, and now it's on the website for everyone to see. So even if you're not on our Facebook streaming group because you're maybe on Instagram and you don't have a Facebook account, a lot of times the projects that are posted there will eventually make it onto the webpage either way. So you still get to be included in the community, and it is just lovely to see what everyone is working on and what everyone is making with these yarns, and very inspiring for us. Universe XL is excellent. No, it's fantastic for hexi cardigans, says Jax. And Holly also says that she loves the Universe yarns. I completely understand. They are quite fabulous. I believe that this is it for our Halloween products. And I hope that you enjoyed this little walkthrough of the beautiful, beautiful collection that we have this year. Sadly, there are a fair few who which are already out of stock now, but the colors that are still there are still there for now, and you can grab them with an extra 20% off right now. So use the code HAPPY20. It's valid on our Halloween selection, and it is valid wherever you may be shopping from, as long as it is a country that we deliver to. So the code is set up for all of our different markets. And yeah, I hope you treat yourself to something nice. You've got until tomorrow, 5 p.m. CET. That is around the time that this stream started. So you've got about 22.5 hours from now to grab those yarns with the extra 20% off. And with that, we have reached our second giveaway, or third giveaway of the night, our final giveaway of the night. So one more time, I'm going to ask you now to put a little secret code word in the chat. And for this giveaway, we're now giving away a $50 gift card, and all you need to do to participate is just type hashtag boo in the chat, spelled the way it is spelled right here above me. So hashtag boo in the chat for the chance to win a gift card worth $50 or equivalent to your currency for our website. I saw someone asking about my scarf, so this is roughly how wide it is. So I just made it to be this kind of small scarf that fits well, even if I put up a zipper, and just keeps me a little bit warm, but also kind of still has that accessory kind of stylish look that I can wear around the office. So I really, really enjoyed this. It's all just done in half double crochets, and I just, you know, measured with my heart how wide and how big I wanted it. It used about a skein and a half of garland. I have now minimized the pattern to the point where I need about 120 meters of yarn to make it, and then just, you know, I've made this with so many different hook sizes at this point. So but yeah, that's about this scarf. And there is no pattern for it as such, but I have posted a few information on it on the Facebook group a few times. So probably a little hard to find, but it should still be there. The internet never forgets. I can see loads of boo on the chat. I did not think this through. I thought boo would be really fun because it's like, oh, boo. And now I'm realizing it looks like you're booing me. So I'll have to rethink this for future giveaways. It's just very funny to look at the chat and just see everyone saying boo, and then it's like, oh yeah, if it's one person doing it, it's kind of a nice little jump scare. If everyone does it, it is actually just, you know, kind of sad. And we've got our final winner of the night. It is, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. I don't know if it's Thais or Thais, but the accent makes me think that it's maybe Thais. Congratulations either way. You are our lucky third winner. You will receive a gift card worth $50 or the equivalent in your currency. And please send us an email to live@hobbii.com. Live@hobbii.com. Send us an email so I can get your gift card to you ASAP. And you feel free to include a tutorial on how to pronounce your name correctly. And Kristen is pointing out that boo is also a term of endearment. You are correct. And that is why you are my boo. But no, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this second look at our Halloween collection. I hope that those of you who were still looking for some seasonal projects got inspired. Those of you who are already ahead and thinking of Christmas, we will have Christmas coming up again very soon, and we're definitely going to be kind of keeping the seasonal vibe going for a while longer. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, night, depending on where you're joining us from. And I hope to see you very, very soon. On Thursday, Matt is going to host our quiz time here on Facebook. If he's better, let's all hope that Matt recovers quickly. And I'll be here for you next week for our next live shopping event. I look forward to seeing you there already. Until then, have a great time, take care, and bye!